We are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the King and I Life podcast, hosted by myself, Soul Touching Board, and my brother.
So Lex.
Hey, you already know what to do. So, I don't even think we got to tell y'all, but just hit us up. Hit us up. Hit us up. Hit us up. You see the email address. So, we're gonna jump back into this elderly and social media. Yeah, let's just pick up where we left off, man.
All right. So the thing about it with the elderly and social media, they again, I think it's a great thing for them to be a part of that. It's just some people don't know like exactly how to express themselves. They think that everything they see or they find it interesting, they throw that up.
Mm. Mm.
And I laugh at some stuff, but I'm like, again, there's some stuff you can just keep to yourself. It's all right.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. So let's talk about these pitfalls of social media when it comes to the elderly. The temptation to compare. Look at it. There's an age group for everything, even on social media. And elderly people out there, even, the pre-elderly, like our age group, there's no need to be out there comparing yourself to anybody, especially the younger crowd, because it's their world, and we can you can't change at the rate that they're changing. You just can't do it. So
Like, I don't know. I find it funny when you see again older people trying to kind of compete with younger people, meaning like they're trying to dress like them.
I was just thinking that too. I was just thinking that.
Use that same slang or terminology as the younger people. And I don't know. I find myself in the age bracket that I'm in. Of course, having three nieces and younger cousins, I can still understand what they're talking about.
Right.
Like there's just certain things or certain terminology that they use, and that's not in my age bracket. But I'm like, okay, I got you. I follow you.
Right.
But when you see the elderly people trying to hang out or talk the same talk as the way younger people, meaning the teenagers, don't do it.
I think that part about it irks the hell out of me. Keep your slang. I mean, right. It's okay to adapt some slang that's with the times, but
true that.
Come on, there's limits to all of this shit, and I just don't think elderly people need to adopt all of that slang. Like, for me, I still don't even exactly know what capping means, and when I hear an elderly person using that, I'm already saying like, what the fuck does that mean? Then I hear an elderly person like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, wait a minute, come on, you're killing me. I can't take it. I just can't take it.
I do use that terminology here now and then. Because it's funny to me though. It's funny to me, man. No capping, cuz. No capping. I'm telling you now.
Look, I struggle with the meaning of capping. So
basically, no lie. Not trying to shoot you no shit. it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I get from it. But
Hey.
no capping, no capping.
All right, well, it is what it is.
All straightforward, man. It's all straightforward.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I was going to say something. But as far as like them being in competition with each other, like my grandson did this or my grandson did that or my niece or great niece or whatever, we got grandbabies and posting all those pictures like crazy. Like, really, this is not competition.
Right.
I promise you, it's not a competition. But for some reason, some people feel they need to do that. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And you would think that, with them being older, they would, totally grasp that concept by now.
You would think that. You definitely would think that.
Yeah, I don't have to brag about what my family is doing or my kids are doing or what I got now. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
Yeah. Well. Oh, man.
So, emotional contingents and fake news.
Back in the day, rumors, as they used to call it,
Mm-hmm.
is the new fake news today. And, back in the day, it used to stay on the block or, in the neighborhood or, might go from Aunt Betty to Aunt Mildred, who's in another state. But with social media, it spreads like wildfire. And, it just can't be controlled in some situations. So, I mean, that is a definite pitfall. And, stuff is so convincing, especially on social media for elderly people, just that you got to fight tooth and nail to convince them of the facts and the truth. So that's definitely a pitfall.
Yeah. Again, I think that, when they see things and they think that they're true and you can't convince them or anything otherwise, that's the sad part about it. Because again, for some of them, they get their news off of social media also.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you be trying to tell them, don't go by social media. Not everything you see and read is the truth. But I don't know. You know how some people are, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also a new breeding ground for fraud, social media.
Oh, yes. It's bad enough that people fell for fraud with phone calls and, the occasional salesman that came to the door. Then it was the mail. With social media, boy, it'll suck them in. And it's on 100.
Yeah.
On 100 with the fraud, man. Whew. Yeah.
It's crazy, to me that people still try to take advantage of the elderly.
Yeah.
Still to this day. I know back when I was growing up, it was more or less, the IRS is calling you because we have a check for you, but we're gonna need your name, social security number, and all that just to make sure you are who we're sending the check to.
Right.
But nowadays, you know, these people send you these crazy ass emails, you know, or friend requests on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
talking about on the Prince of Nigeria or some craziness, and you know, I need to transport some money or get rid of some money, but if you just give me your bank account, I'll give it away to you just to help me.
Yeah.
I don't really need it all, and so on and so forth. Scams like that, just like these people have no conscience, they have no soul, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
When you scam or take advantage of the elderly, like you really do have some real issues, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, those scams that you're talking about, they were a lot of times in emails. Um, and you know, with the with with email filters being as good as they are now, it kind of like that stuff probably a lot of that stuff gets missed. But with social media, the sad thing about that is the same thing that they were doing in emails, they're doing in on social media. And the problem with
Mm-hmm.
that is on social media, you know, people's profiles are getting hacked or duplicated, and it looks, you know, authentic, and they have stuff in there that you click, and now it's like you click on that, and now your profile is hacked, and all this, that,
Yeah.
and others, causing all kind of headaches and all that other madness.
Or they'll send them a message, just click yes or no to receive a check,
Yeah,
or you know, just something crazy like that. And
yeah,
these are elderly people. They thinking, oh, I get a free check. Knowing, you know, if they were, you know, a little bit younger and sharper, they wouldn't fall for those things. But again, when you get a little bit older, in some cases, not all cases, some cases, you stop, you know, trying to catch things like that. You don't. You get comfortable with the fact that you feel that you're protected in your own world. So the whole social media, uh, again, it, as they say, or
yeah,
I don't know, however you want to put it, they're just way too many scammers out here, man. Way too many. It makes it so much easier for them because they can get people's, you know, information and not even be in the same country as you.
right, yeah, yeah. Um, then ignoring real life relationships. That is a problem. You know, it's bad enough for our youth to be disconnected from real relationships when it comes to social media, but with when seniors are doing that, um, it's bad enough that, you know, some of them are lonely, or you know, whatever situation that they're going through, and you know, social media becomes so real for them that they can't
Mm-hmm.
even disconnect from it or differentiate from that, and you know, real life situations. So I mean, that is a big problem, and you can't even really have a conversation with them sometimes, because you know, you have a conversation with them in person, and it's like they're talking to you like you're on social media, and it's like, yo, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, it's kind of like how younger kids are so much into the games, the video games. You know, they can spend 24/7 on one freaking game, um, and only stopping for food and, you know, bathroom breaks.
Right.
And with the older generation, they kind of get on social media like that. Um, I know one elderly person I know in particular. Like no matter what time of the day or the night, I may log on to Facebook, I can see them there.
Right.
I don't know if they just forget to turn it off or they actually there, but again, I just think that they're missing their life by trying to look through the window.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're not taking the time to look out,
Right.
what's right there in front of them, or be more involved in the people that are around them. They're still trying to look through the internet window.
Yeah.
So in that regard, it's definitely not good.
Mm. Yeah, I mean it's just terrible that happens like that. But hopefully, people just don't get too wrapped up in it and keep a clear head and about them and stuff like that when it comes to that. Because ignoring real relationships it can be hazardous to your health overall.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny because I have a friend of mine who has a first cousin. I'm not going to mention any names, but he was an older cat, and he ended up falling what he thought was in love with this little young chick.
Got him.
And this dude ended up spending or sending close to $5,000 to this chick.
Serious?
Who he thought was in love with him. He's older and on up in age, so he felt like, let me find me a little young thing. Yeah. I hate it, but got him.
See that part right there, and that's definitely goes along with that new breeding ground of fraud and losing ignoring real life relationships because I almost experienced that a few times several years back where you meet somebody online and they talking good to you, this, that, and the other, and they sweet talking you, they saying all the right things, and I never got caught up because it was like my mind always like, we online. I don't entertain the bullshit that you're saying because I know at the end of the day, I'm not going to Russia, Canada, Budapest, or wherever the hell you are to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know damn well you ain't coming to America, so I'm not falling for it. And then you get those people, they butter you up online and I need a couple dollars for a calling card or this, that, and the other, and these elderly people, they're starving for that attention and that belonging feeling, and they fall for it. Next thing you know, they is out $200,000 or something crazy like that. And it's like, yo, no, we can't be going down like that.
You sure as hell not gonna get it back. I mean, you can file all the charges you want, but when them suckers in a different country, no, it's gonna be very difficult for you to get any of your money back. So that's definitely one of the things the elderly people have to look out for, because there are some predators out this mug.
Yeah, they out there, man. They is out there.
So, as by hearingnews.com, the topic there was, is there something, or is this something we just let elderly do to help them pass the time?
I would say within reason. Not something that we allow. Well, we have to make it a point to interact with them in person so that they don't be overly consumed with social media. I mean, because as we mentioned, it does has its pros, but I think the cons sometimes can outweigh the pros because um, the elderly can sometimes be more susceptible to fraud and all that kind of stuff out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like how we sometimes, as parents, let our kids watch too much television.
Yeah.
Because we have other things that we're trying to get done, so we'll let them do that in the place of actually us trying to entertain them. I think that's kind of like what it is when we have our elderly group. We sometimes just let them do their thing on the internet, so we can get other things done, or just have them out of our hair, as they say.
Yeah.
Which is never a good thing.
Yeah.
Again, if you're letting your elderly relatives be on the internet, I know it's kind of hard to say, hey, mom or grandmom or whatever the case may be, let's do something else. You cannot just let them stay on the internet, like, as long as I know they're grown, but damn, anytime they spending crazy amount of time on the internet, it's not good.
Right.
Again, it's kind of like letting your kids be on the internet or watch so much television. It pulls them away from reality.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Yeah, sure does. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess that goes into time restrictions with little kids, as you were saying. How do you tell an elderly person you're going on too much and like put your foot down?
I know, right?
It's like, who are you talking to? Like, I brought you into this world, and you can't tell me what to do, but it's harmful for you. But get out my face. I think, but when it comes to time restrictions, I put it like this: as long as they have the cognitive ability and the mental capacity to conduct themselves online without being swindled or being on there too much, this, that, and the other, I think there's really nothing that we could do about it. But at the same time, it's hard to tell an elderly person what to do. And furthermore, it's kind of hard to know what they're doing because they might not be telling you everything that they're doing online and who they're talking to and this, that, and the other. So you got to keep that in mind because if they don't want to tell you what the hell is going on, then you're not going to know. And they could be getting used and abused, and you'll never know to the last minute. So, it's a fine line when it comes to that. But, hey, sometimes you just got to let it be what it is.
True. Again, the thing about it is when they get so involved in it that, they don't want to eat, they don't want to sleep. they just in there. And I would hate to think about the elderly watching porn. I guess they still got in their arms and stuff. Still on it. But yeah. I would definitely, that would be embarrassing walking an elderly person watching porn.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, we're going to let that thought go.
Yeah.
But when they're on there in the middle of the night or you let them, okay, it's nighttime, it's bedtime, as they say, and they on the internet, you like, good night, mom, good night, dad. You thinking they get ready to get off, but you wake up in the morning, you ready to go to work, and you see they still on the internet. That's a problem. That is a problem. So as much as you would hate to say, hey, there's a time limit.
Right.
You might have to. That might be one battle you might have to engage in.
Yeah. For real, for real. Ugh. And there you have that. Oh, man.
So do we use social media as a ploy to distract our elderly in order to get other things done? We kind of hit on that one, but I definitely think that people do that.
I've never seen it, but I'm not. That's not to say that it doesn't happen. I'm sure it happens
Right.
somewhere.
True.
So I mean, if it happens, it happens. It's really not much you. I mean, it's irresponsible, but at the same time, I just don't see. I don't see that being a big thing in a lot of places, especially with depending on if that elderly person has the mental capacity and the mindset to operate social media, it's kind of hard to use that as a ploy to distract them. Usually, those that are at that age or at that point in their lives, they probably can't use social media effectively. So they're probably like, what is this? I can't use this little thing and blah, blah, blah. Or, if you give them a iPad or any type of tablet, they're more so probably going to watch movies or play like Scrabble or something like that on them. Yeah. Especially if they have arthritis and stuff like that. So it happens, but I don't see it widely happening.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, with the elderly people in my family, I see them playing games or watching a movie, like you said. But as far as anything crazy, I've never seen them do anything crazy. Yeah. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go and check their history every night.
You're right.
And I hate to say that, but just to be on the safe side, you might want to go check their history.
Yeah, go hit that up real quick. See what that's about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, I keep thinking about my friends, relatives sending $5,000. Like, are you crazy? What? But he said he was trying to tell him though, like, I wouldn't do that.
Right.
He was so in love. Thought he had a little young thing.
Man, I can't imagine. Boy, I just can't imagine.
No.
Oh, man. But hey, elderly and social media, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning into the King and I Like podcast. I think that was a humorous episode.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one. That was cool.
Yeah, but definitely catch us on whatever podcast platform that you subscribe to. I don't think we need to say it too much because it's going to be in there.
For sure.
Hit us up.
We just want to tell everybody thank you once again. I know y'all like, man, y'all always tell us thank you, but
right.
I can't say it enough, man. We appreciate the love and the support that you guys give us. That's what's up.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. Keep tuning in. Always got some good stuff coming for y'all. Again, if you want to be a guest on the show, hit us up, KingAndEye369@gmail.com. That's KingAndEye369@gmail.com. If you got some topics for us that you want us to knock out, hit us up with that. Again, just like, subscribe, and share on all those platforms and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. So until the next time, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
Kings and queens, y'all be easy.
And we are out of this joint.
Yes, sir.